שבת שלום לכולם, כבוד הרב, מר ברופמן, כל ההנהלה. אני קודם כל שמח שהזמנתם אותי. מה זאת אומרת הסכמתי לבוא? אני רוצה לבוא לאירועים האלה שהיהודים מכל קצוות תבל מתכנסים ביחד.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. I am very happy to be here today, especially in the events where we are all have an opportunity to gather together.
התרגום קצר, אני מבין. הכנסים האלה חשובים מכיוון שזה יוצר את הקשר בין היהודים בכל העולם. צריך להבין שאיפה שיש הרבה יהודים, כמו בארצות הברית, רוסיה, בריטניה וכולי, זה קל להיות יהודי, הרבה יותר קל מאשר במקומות שיש 1,000 או 2,000 יהודים, קהילות מאוד מאוד קטנות, כמו בפרגוואי, קובה ומקומות אחרים.
It's very important to have such kind of conferences, to meet people from all over the world, from different places. It's very easy actually to be a Jewish person and to have your own Jewish environment when you live in such big communities like communities in Russia, United States of America. It's much harder when you have small communities with an amount of members around 1,000 or a little bit more, some communities like in Portugal, in Cuba and other small places.
ומה שמשמר את היהדות שם זה הקהילה היהודית, הערבות ההדדית, ולכן המפגשים האלה חשובים ביותר לקיום שלנו כעם היהודי בכל מקום ומקום בעולם.
What keeps the communities in such places together, it's the mutual support and this kind of gathering, and it preserves the life of community for the future.
אני מקווה שהכנס הזה יחזק את הזהות היהודית בפני כל אחד ואחד שישתתף פה היום. תודה רבה לכם.
I hope that this kind of meetings will support and strengthen the Jewish identity for a long period of time. Thank you very much.
We will have a chance to hear more from member of Knesset David Bitan in a special event that is taking place, particularly on Sunday, being interviewed by the top Israeli journalist Nechama Doek, and some other event that he will have a chance. So following the program. Limmud is a unique program that in every hour we have 7 different events. You can get Parshat HaShavua, you can get about the history of the Jewish people, you have about Israel, and you can have even about Jewish art, and it's free for all. Nobody is obliged to go anywhere. He go wherever he likes, and that's why the success of Limmud, because it's run by the volunteers. The volunteers pick up the program, they pick up and they chose the lecturer, and what most important, that they pay for what they do. And that's why this now we operate, member of Knesset, Bitan, and all our other dignitaries, we operate now in 12 countries. 12 countries, and every event is minimum 700 people, and the next one is going to be in a month's time in Toronto, and the following one is going to be in Moscow with 2,700 participants, with the president of Rabbi Lazar in a Kremlin site. So this is like Mashiach site, but the fact that 2,700 youngsters come and pay to study Judaism and learn about their history, it shows the power if the participants themselves are putting the program together and they feel that this is theirs. Now may I invite a long-time friend of Limmud Sefer, its creation. Some say he's the most important Jew in America, and I'm sure it is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, Malcolm Hoenlein from the President's Conference. I don't know what he is, president, chairman, director, whatever. Malcolm, please.
Okay. Thank you. I heard Chaver Knesset Bitan, and I saw how short he spoke. I guess it's a Knesset rule that you have to speak within 3 minutes, right? So I will try to abide by the same rule, though it's much harder to do when you have so much to say about this important gathering. I want to thank Chaim and Sandy. You can never say no, because they do not say no. And they're there in the front working day in, day out, year round. and the leadership of the board by Matthew, who's a man of few words but many deeds, which is the right combination. And together with others who are here, I know there are a lot of dignitaries, I won't start naming everybody, but the importance is really underscored, I think, for me. I have known Chaim for many decades. He's much older than he looks, a lot older than he looks, but I knew him when he was very young, and we were involved in the Soviet Jewry movement. I came to New York to start the Soviet Jewry movement in the early 1970s. And many of you know, or don't know actually, the theme of our movement was Shalach et Ami, let my people go. And we demonstrated day in and day out, in the middle of the night, anytime a Russian appeared, anytime there was a Bolshoi ballet performance. And one day, I hope you will all know the real nature of the effort, but what Russian Jews did for us, not what we did for Russian Jews. You saved many of our children because the Soviet Jewry movement brought back Jews to Judaism. Now, we want to bring Russian Jews back to Judaism, to give them their heritage, their inheritance. The theme was Shalach et Ami, but the rest of the pasuk, the rest of the sentence in the Bible says, Ve'avduni, so that they should serve me. It's one thing to be free. The next stage is to be able to understand what it means to be a Jew and to live as a Jew. Paro, in the parsha that the rabbi mentioned, was the first to call us an Am, a nation. We cannot let our enemies define us. We have to be defined by the rich heritage, the beautiful values, the tremendous things that our Torah and our Masorah, the great inheritance that we have each received. And of course, our love for Israel and our connection to it. The Jews did nothing wrong in Egypt that brought Pharaoh, to enslave them. He says, Chava nischak malo, we have to deal shrewdly with them. He doesn't say they did anything wrong. He said they're growing strong, and look how much they're doing for us. Look at the role. Look how important they have become. You saw the statistics today about what is happening in England. We know it's happening all over the world. By the way, less in Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan and Muslim countries than it's happening in Berlin and Paris and London. What did the Jews do wrong? Why would there be more than 1,000 anti-Semitic incidents? It's Chava nischak malo. We see it again in every generation. It's not because of what we do wrong, it's because of what we do right. It's who we are, our values, our Torah. That's the challenge. So we at least ought to appreciate it. We ought to know what it is so that we can celebrate it and pass it on to future generations. And Limmud is the unique opportunity to do that, to reach out and to reach in, to find the areas that link you to your heritage, to your tradition, to your people. Because only as an Am, only as a nation, sharing with each other, that we came from America, people came from Moscow, they came from all over, because we really believe it. Our strength lies in our unity. That's the one precondition for every miracle that happened to us. Limmud is a demonstration of Achdut, of the unity of the Jewish people, the strength of the Jewish people. And when we're strong, all the anti-Semites melt away. Whether they're Tsars or whether they're Stalins or whether they're Khrushchevs, they all melt away into history. And Am Yisrael Chai, we are the ultimate winners.
Thanks very much, Malcolm. Before we'll sum up this short opening ceremony, and before I call upon my partner for the last 25 years, since the struggle for Soviet Jewry, Sandra Cahn from New York, that together with me and on a volunteer basis, we are giving all our time together with Matthew and Diane Wall and Aaron Frankel and Ronald Lauder and many others to make sure that the Limmud will expand, because you have to understand, we are doing whatever we do almost independently. We're almost not supported by the Israeli government. We are supported by our donors. And I hope one day we'll be supported by the Israeli government. Then maybe we can go to double and triple of what we do. And this is our dream. And this is hope one day it will happen. For the time being here is the right time to say to the British Jewry, we are standing with you, fighting whatever the anti-Semitism that you have here. The incident of anti-Semitism which is happening in the United Kingdom, is unheard of. And I hope that the Brexit from Europe also you break away from the anti-Semitism. And we are here to demonstrate that we will fight, not just in Britain, in every other country in Europe. And I want to tell you, Matthew, it's not just Kazakhstan. We have here over 70 people that flew from Moscow. We have people flew from Ukraine and from Belarus to be with us, supporting the Jews, fighting anti-Semitism. And it's true what Malcolm said. There is less anti-Semitism in Russia than in Britain. It's less anti-Semitism in Ukraine than in Britain. It's a shame. And we are standing side by side by the British Jewry to fight it, and this is the sound, the clear sound will coming out from this conference. Now I call upon my partner, Sandra Cahn, to say a few words, and then we'll go to the... Just after the word of Sandra, we'll have the girls lighting the candle, and we'll be around them.
Just a few words to say welcome. It really is amazing to look out at this gathering and know that we have thought about this for so long, and now it's happening. Our thanks to Semyon, our chairman, who's worked on this for 2 years and has made this happen. Semyon. I want to acknowledge some of our partners, Genesis Philanthropy, Ilya Salita, of course, Greg Schneider Claims Conference, and our representatives from Limmud International and Limmud UK. We thank you for being here. And once again, we thank you, the participants. Without you, we have no reason to have this conference. You're here at a historic moment. Seize the moment. Speak out. Go back to your countries, enhanced, smarter, more educated, and speak out and become more active and activists. So I hope you enjoy the conference. Take advantage of every session, and welcome. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, I will ask all the girls to come and to have the service of Shabbat